Not Weather Channel. I'm your host Bella Cuevas and my co-hosts are Isabela Salazar, Drea Munoz, and Vera Gomez. And today we will be covering all about astronomy, from its history and definitions to the famous astronomers and their contributions to the field.
The 17th century, and people have developed the tools necessary to take a deeper look into the night sky. This study of extraterrestrial objects and phenomena is commonly referred to as astronomy, and people are using it to explain the movement of celestial objects such as the sun, the moon, and the planets. This information can also now be found in calendars, and people have even gone as far as to attempt to explain human nature with it. We are now in the 19th century, and astronomy has become such a large field of study that the sub-branch astrophysics has been invented. Astrophysics involves the application of physical and chemical knowledge to explain celestial objects. Through astrophysics, scientists have discovered the formation, evolution, and emission of radiation of the stars that light up our night sky. They have also discovered that stars are surrounded by gas and dust. And finally, astrophysics has helped develop other branches of astronomy, such as cosmology, which can now be interpreted with empirical data rather than speculation. Astronomy has gone far in these past centuries, and who knows what kind of new technology humans will develop in our quest to understand the universe. In Zapopan, you can see this tiniest bit of the moon and also a few stars, but they are tiny.
There's a lot of different astronomers that have discovered different things about the universe, but I'm just going to be talking about three of them and their most important discoveries. I'm going to be talking about Galileo Galilei, Nicholas Copernicus, and Carl Sagan. Let's start with Galileo Galilei. He's a very famous person for being the first one to discover that the moon doesn't have a smooth surface, that it has mountains and uneven grounds. He also discovered the moons of Jupiter, the faces of Venus, and the rings of Saturn. Nicholas Copernicus was responsible for the discovery of the heliocentric theory of the solar system. This theory states that the Earth and the other planets of the solar system revolve around the Sun. And last but not least, Carl Sagan, who solved the mystery of the high temperature of Venus, a massive greenhouse effect, the seasonal changes on Mars, wind-blown dust, and the reddish haze of Titan, complex organic molecules.
This is the sky on Monday, September 26, 2022, next to Guadalajara Country Club in Guadalajara, Jalisco at 10 p.m. And you can't see the stars because it's cloudy.
Thanks, Vera. That was very interesting. I am Isa, and I will talk to you more about the lives of these famous astronomers. Starting off with Galileo Galilei. Galileo Galilei was a mathematician born in Italy in 1564. He attended the monastery of Vallambrosa, where he studied mathematics, but he ended up dropping out of college but continued his lessons privately. Now let's talk about Nicholas Copernicus. Copernicus was born in Poland in 1473. He studied astronomy and astrology. He ended up in Italy in the University of Bologna, and there are only 27 recorded observations of his work, but the estimate is much larger. Lastly, let's talk about Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan was an American astronomer born in New York City in 1934. He studied physics, astronomy, and astrophysics in the University of Chicago. And Sagan was a strong believer of extraterrestrial life, so a lot of his studies were also based on that. And he passed away at the age of 62 because of pneumonia, and at the time he was the director of Cornell's University Laboratory for Planetary Studies.
Okay, so this is the sky at 10:30 on Sunday. There are a lot of little stars, but they're so tiny you can see them. That's the only one you can actually see in the video.
Discoveries in astronomy is in 1543. Copernicus, an astronomer and mathematician, was the first to discover that the sun is not a god, but a star, and that we're not located in the center of the universe. This theory is called heliocentric system. This theory also says that the sun is the center of the universe and all planets, comets, stars, and asteroids surround it.
This project has allowed us to better appreciate our night sky. We now know what constellations exist and how the stars that make them up are classified. We now know about the famous astronomers that furthered the work in these sciences and what their contributions were. We also further developed our measuring and calligraphy skills when graphing the constellations in a millimetric paper. Finally, we used our team building skills to create the astronomy video. Thank you.